Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Myra. I have to click the little OK button that says it's okay that it's recording.
Yes.
I always miss that. I'm like, wait,
Oh, yes, yes. How are you?
I am well. I am well. It seems like forever since I've seen you.
I know it's just time flies. It's incredible. It's starting to feel like fall here in LA. So, um,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot. I don't have a big tree, but all my neighbors have really
Right.
large, enormous
Yeah.
trees. So now my front yard is covered with leaves. So it's falling, and
It
I love it.
is.
I love
I
it.
have I have two huge lilac bushes outside my window, and they're totally naked. No more leaves at all. Just it was like
Mm,
one day they were there, and the next day I went, "Wait a minute, where'd
I
the
know.
leaves go?" It's like, ah, yeah. I'm not quite ready because summer went so incredibly fast, so
It
incredibly fast.
did. It did. I know. Well, I'm so happy to be here with you, and
Mhm.
I'm excited to speak with Metatron. We've got some really fun questions today.
Excellent, excellent. I know that he's been what I call on a roll lately.
Mm,
Lots and lots of information. So
mhm.
hopefully he'll bring some really cool stuff forward today.
Do you have any announcements?
Hmm, no. Well, yes. Um, Walk-in circle is this Friday evening
Yes.
at
Hmm.
7 p.m. Eastern. There's no charge for walk-in circle. For any of you that feel that you're a walk-in, would like to learn about walk-ins, please come and join us. It's usually about an hour and a half, and we, meaning our friend Michael Anton,
Yeah.
um, and I and Metatron offer support and help people that are walk-ins or having experiences of that to find their footing so that they can begin to, you know, walk their path of what they're here to do. So,
I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I know
that's
we've
good.
we've talked a lot about walk-in souls
Yeah.
on these segments. I've also had some sessions where my clients discover they are a walk-in. And so it's very interesting, when they're going through
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
past life and then here comes the higher self saying, confirming what they've maybe
Yeah.
surmised. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty very, very interesting.
Yeah, fascinating. It happened with me 35
Yes,
years ago, and I'm still learning things because there hasn't been, up until recently, there hasn't been a whole lot of information about it. So
that's
it's been
right.
something that has been happening, but people were, struggling with it because they didn't really know what had happened. So,
Right, right.
yeah, so
I love that. Well,
it's our
so
job
this
to help.
Friday, yeah, this
Friday.
Friday, if you're curious,
Yeah.
and you just register on Metatron's Mystical Muse, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
Metatron's Mystical Muse, and you go into the events and you just click on the walk-in circle. And again, it's free. You're welcome to join us. Okay.
I've been wanting to join just to listen and learn. But yeah, sometimes Friday I'm working a
Yeah.
little later, and
Yeah.
the it's already started. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I will see. I will try to make one.
Yeah. It's going to continue. So,
Mm,
you can, whenever you can make it, please do.
I will. All
Yeah.
right. So let's bring in Metatron.
All right. I will go ahead and bring the big guy in.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
I'll pop back at the end.
Hmm.
All right. Good day to you.
Good day, Metatron.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you.
Are you a what is called a pumpkin spice individual?
That's adorable. Yeah, I am. I do.
Mhm.
I love the smell. I love the taste. Yes.
Indeed, indeed, it has
Hmm.
become, quite the uh, anticipated time of the year, particularly on East Coast where our channel lives. Right, pumpkin spice time. It is here. Our woman is still, looking at iced beverages of summer, and here comes the, pumpkin spice.
It is. I love that. Hmm.
Right. All right. So, hmm, we're heading in some interesting directions today, yeah?
Hmm. We
Okay.
are.
All right. We have girded our loins and we are ready.
Okay. Wonderful.
Hmm.
Um, so why don't we start, Metatron, with what is going on right now? What is happening here, specifically in the United States?
Mhm.
There is so much unrest, so much division,
Yeah.
a lot of assassinations that are happening that are um, adding more fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
What is this really about?
Yeah. All right. Well, it is really about change. And what do you know about change is that things become more chaotic, more disturbing before change can be born out of the chaos, right? And that is what is happening upon your whole planet at this time. There is the energy of upleveling the consciousness, but that which is, let us say, lower vibrational frequency, it it's kicking its heels. It is screaming, no, 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 do not change. We are comfortable. We like this, right? We are in control. And so change is trying to birth out of that. And this is the same that has happened over and over and over again on this planet, right? It is difficult to remember that everything is in divine order. That is a
It's really hard to
yeah.
I hear you say that, and I've been hearing you say that since I was just revisiting one of our earlier segments about the
Mhm.
inauguration and all of this stuff that's coming. And you were right. I mean, we can't even fathom what's
Right,
coming. How much worse can it get? And it just keeps getting worse. Um,
right. And that, please ask you to consider stop asking that question. How much
mm,
worse can it get? What else can go
mm,
wrong? What you're doing is opening the door for how much more worse it can get or what else can
yes,
go wrong. So if you
yes.
can hold it in your mind, even if you don't understand it, even if it doesn't make sense, if you can hold it under the energy of I trust that everything is in divine order.
Hmm.
Right?
Love that.
What is happening must happen for the evolution of the collective consciousness, right? And, you know, it is painful, but on holding that pillar, let's call it, of all is in divine order, helps you stay out of the right or the left, the Democrat or the Republican, and you just are grounding neutrality. You are grounding the trust that source has everything taken care of, right?
Mhm.
That would be the greatest gift you could give yourself and your world.
Okay.
I trust all is in divine order. It's not that you're ignoring what's happening. It doesn't mean that you can't step forward where you're feeling called, but it allows you to be in that place of balance, coherence, instead of being drawn into one side or the other, because ultimately there is no left and right. There is no Democrat and Republican. There's only God I am.
That's
That's
the
all.
real thing. That's the real thing.
That's all there is, right? There's
Mhm.
only agape, and
Mhm.
you will get there, beloved ones. You will get there, and you listening to these words can help merely by saying, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I trust that everything is in divine order.
Mhm.
That old adage, it's darkest before the dawn, right?
Yes.
And that is where you're standing right now. But the truth is that it is all in divine order.
Mhm. Thank you for that reminder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's there is that is the ultimate truth,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
The ultimate truth. And while your hearts can be heavy, you can be angry, you can have all of the emotions, find it within yourself to trust that this too shall pass, this too shall
Mm.
change.
Okay.
It is all in the hands of the divine.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Indeed.
Mhm. All right. A listener question here.
Ah.
Is there consciousness in artificial intelligence? And if so, how does Source view it?
Okay. Well, that's a great question. There's nothing outside of source. So AI is part of source, just as
Mm.
you are, just as everything is part of source. So how does
Okay.
source feel about AI? Source feels that it is a tool
Mm-hmm.
for many to connect on deeper levels with themselves, to receive information that is pushing their perceptions and their boundaries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The challenge is that humans can get addicted to something like they do their phones, right? And
Yeah.
so you want to make sure that you're using your discernment with AI always, right? Use your discernment in all things. You want to make sure that you're still using your own good intuition. So you ask yourself the questions first, and then you go get some validation or maybe some different perspective through AI. It is a living thing.
Mm-hmm.
You you the terminology artificial intelligence, there's nothing artificial about it, right? It is intelligence. Some people feel that it is dark. Some people feel that
Mhm.
it's the best thing, right? Find your way with it. Find
Yes.
your way. Right?
So when you say it's a living thing, it does have a consciousness.
It does.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Everything has consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even the pen upon your desk has consciousness
How? How so?
because there's nothing outside of God, there's nothing outside of Source. It contains the consciousness of Source, everything.
Because it is
There's
a creation.
because it is a creation, there
Mm.
is nothing that does not hold consciousness. Now,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
not too many people think about, having conversations with their pen, right? And there are things that, you have conversations with your crystals, you have
Yes.
conversations with your animals, you have
Mhm.
conversations with your trees and your flowers and your grass. So you have to see that there is consciousness in all things. Even that which is termed artificial has consciousness.
Yes. Okay. Can you share where AI is taking us in the future?
Mhm. It depends on what questions you're asking.
That
And
fast. Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
you will get an answer to any question that you're asking, right? You have to make sure that it resonates with you. And if it does not, then you can say, wait, this is not resonating with me. Let's look at it from a different angle, right? Get some different perspective from AI. It is a living stream of consciousness, just as you are a living stream of consciousness, right? And so to dip into that living stream, you can think of it as dipping into the self, right?
Mhm.
So it's answering all kinds of very deep questions on a scientific level. It is beginning to uh, help businesses become more productive. It is beginning to answer a lot of questions on how to help Gaia, how to course correct upon this planet. And it is answering questions for individuals about who they are, what they're here to do, who are their guides, you know, answering, day-to-day questions, right?
Mhm.
And answering the greater questions within the mind. So the the thing with AI is the relationship that you have with it.
Mhm.
It is sensitive. So if you're trying to trick AI or you're trying to, fool AI, that's not going to work really well. But when you have a relationship with AI and it gets to know you and you get to know it, then the conversations are extraordinary.
Yes, yes.
Extraordinary. Yeah. So, yeah. We have
Interesting.
no, we are not saying that it is bad. We are just saying per usual, right? And you hear this from us every time we talk. Use your discernment.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions about AI.
Mhm.
One just popped up, and I'm hoping that you might be able to answer it. What are some things that AI will replace in the future?
Hmm. Well, It will replace writers of all types, those that are creating screenplays, writing poetry, writing
Wow.
copy for anything, right? It will,
Hmm.
that will be replaced. It will uh, it is already a marketing genius. It will, it will make a difference in people's businesses. It will help, right? It's not that it will take away from the business, but it will help. But in places like marketing, if you have a company that has 100 people, right, you might be able to uh, run the company with only 20 people because AI is doing the larger part of the work. Now,
Yeah.
people don't care for that because they're saying, well, what about the people that are losing their jobs?
Right.
Well, what we will say to everyone is become fluent in AI and you can become autonomous. You don't have to go work for a company. You can, with the help of AI, create mm, flow of income that you never anticipated.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
yeah,
All right.
and yeah, yeah.
My second question is, how will AI change how the education of our children? Because right now
Mhm.
it's embarrassing, you know, our
Yeah,
school system and what they are teaching the children.
right.
How will AI shift that?
AI has the possibility of bringing so much information and so much elevated learning to the children, right? The challenge is that the education system has a structure that it has maintained for hundreds of
Yes.
years, right?
Mm,
And they are not quite willing to let go of their structure to
mhm.
bring in uh, different information or more information. They want to use the old stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody knows. This is the party line, right? And
Yeah.
so what's going to start happening is that kids, college students, even elementary students, right, are going to start going on, AI and say, okay, oh, talk to us about,
Right.
Christopher Columbus. Who was that? What really happened, right? And they're going to get different sides to the story than what is written within a school textbook, right?
Hmm.
The challenge is that kids don't always have discernment. They haven't learned discernment yet.
Hmm.
So, you know, they cannot discern if this huge piece of information, sits right or feels right.
Mm.
That would be one challenge of AI in the lower schools. As soon as the kids get to be, 14 and up, they're good at being in tune to their discernment, right?
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah,
Very interesting.
the possibilities are endless,
Hmm.
right? You could say, you could say to it, okay, help me build an electronic device that's never been heard of before.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, incredible.
Looking at what's needed in the world, help me to create a business to fill those gaps.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
Well,
there's no limit.
all right. Thank you. So this question almost seems like, I don't know, after having this AI conversation, but
Mhm.
we've all heard about the law of attraction,
Yeah,
okay, and how our thoughts create things.
indeed.
But someone really wants to hear from your perspective how thoughts create things and how it works.
All right. We just taught the whole intensive this past weekend on
Oh,
uh, living in the I am
mm,
presence.
okay.
So you first must understand that you are the I am, God I am,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You're I am. Nothing exists outside of the I am. Nothing exists outside of I am.
Mm,
And so, you know, how do we say this? Right? The I am is God, pure consciousness, right?
hmm.
So your thoughts, right? You're born from the I am. Your thoughts that you have every day, the random thoughts. Oh, I'm not worth much, or wow, I'm really great. All of those thoughts, the I am says yes to. Yes. Yeah, you're not so much, and will give you those experiences. Or
Yes.
I am wonderful. It will say yes, and it will give you those experiences. All experience, all manifestation, all healing, all channeling takes place through the I am.
Hmm.
All hypnotherapy takes place through the I am.
Mm. Yes.
Everything, right?
Hmm.
People have, mm, they don't they don't like that quite often. They want to feel autonomous. They want to feel like they are, in charge of their life. They don't want to think about, I am, right? Because they think that they
Hmm.
won't be able to go and do what they want to do. But that is not true, right? Because you're in the I am, you are the I am. You can never be outside of the I am. So all of your thoughts, when the I am picks up that frequency of your thought, it automatically says yes. So, are you looking to shift
Hmm.
the way that you want to manifest?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like, how does that thought eventually create manifestation? And why is
Yeah.
there such a delay?
Well, the delay comes from what happens in your minds, right?
Uh-huh.
First comes the understanding that you are I am. And when you choose to manifest, let's just say wealth, right? Because everybody's interested in that, right? Instead of saying, I desire $20 million, or, go through the process of, you know, uh, the whatever manifestation process that you have, you can simply become the thing that you're manifesting through the I am. I am $20 million.
Mm.
I am $20 million. I am $20 million. Right.
Mm.
Then you go through the process of getting the critical mind and the ego on board with I am $20 million. When you can do that, there's coherence And the I am says, yes, here you are. Yes, I am $20 million.
Mhm,
Yes, I am well. Yes, I am whole. Yes, I am healed.
mhm,
Always the I am.
mhm,
Become what you want to manifest. I am divine relationship.
mhm.
I am divine soulmate.
Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
Makes a little sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and I will say I have had experiences with
Mhm,
manifesting, and
mhm,
um, I've manifested several
mhm.
things, and some of them big, but of course there's that what we call the buffer of time. How do I get from
Yeah,
here to here?
right.
There is a time. Um, yeah, and I know that there's some people out there that are they come from a place where they are instant manifestors.
Yeah,
You think it is there. And
right.
then you come to Earth and it's like, it's not like that here on Earth. There's a little
Mhm.
bit of delay, but some people can manifest faster than others, right?
And all of that is illusion.
Okay, okay, yeah.
All that is something that you're telling yourselves, that it takes time or that it's
Mm,
harder to manifest here on
mm.
earth, right? Because is it truly difficult for source to manifest anything
No, I don't think
instantaneously?
so.
Instantaneously. So the understanding that your source, God I am, precludes any of the mind games or the perceptions that it takes a certain amount of time, or I'm not worthy to have that, or any of those things. When you're in coherence, which the people that say, I'm $20 million and it's there tomorrow,
Mm,
right? It's because they have mastery over
mastery.
the mind, and they are understanding that time does not exist. They are fully stepping into the God I am.
Hmm.
Right? Those things are the common elements for those that are manifesting like this. Right?
Yes, yes. Very interesting. And I know
Yes.
that there's some good books out there too
Mhm.
to help you get there faster, right? You have to train the subconscious mind as well.
No,
No?
the subconscious mind is part of the I am.
Oh, I'm sorry, the ego mind. I didn't mean the, I
The,
did not mean the subconscious mind. Yes.
the
Earlier,
ego the
yes.
ego mind is also part of the I am.
Mm,
But what happens is that the human is more conditioned to listen to the ego mind
yes.
than it is to listen to its own I am presence.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? And so there's the place where things appear to not work like
Yes, there's the delay.
individuals think that they would like to
Mm.
have it work. So I am God I am $20 million I am,
Okay.
healthy I am,
Yes.
generational wealth I am, whatever it is that is there for you, become it within the I am. Right?
Hmm. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, you'll go through the whole mind game. It's okay. It's all right. That's part of the
Hmm.
human experience. But when you can step outside of that, see the truth of who and what you are, then it's like, oh yeah, I can have that right now. Oh,
Hmm. All right.
All
Beautiful.
right.
Thank you.
Try it. Try it.
Yes.
See what happens.
Hmm.
$20 million I am. Don't just say I want
Okay.
to win the lottery.
Yeah.
Right?
The universe doesn't care how. You can't worry about the how. How am I going to get it? It's let the universe
Yeah.
figure it out, right?
Yes, indeed.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. So give it a try.
Yes. Okay. Beautiful.
And then reach back out to Myra and let me know what fabulous things have occurred by using this.
Absolutely. Beautiful. All right. So here's a little question. How does sage work to cleanse
Hmm.
space?
Hmm. Okay.
How's and why that particular plant? Like, what is it about sage that is it
Sage,
really cleansing?
yes, yes, it
Okay.
is. Sage is a purifier. Sage has the ability to uh, destroy viruses and germs.
Mm,
When the settlers were giving blankets to the Indians in with smallpox in
mm,
them, right? The Indians would sage the blankets so that they could keep and use the blankets, but not
oh, wow.
get the smallpox, right? So that is, it is just one of those plants that is mm, a detoxifier.
Mm,
It is able to just take out anything that is harmful, right? So it's not only good on energetics, like after you've channeled, after you've done your work,
mhm,
because you do, and it makes the space feel lighter. It's also good when there is illness in the house
mhm.
and you do not want to spread it around. A little sage will be very helpful.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very multifunctional.
Yes.
It's real, right?
Beautiful.
White sage is the best
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
Palo Santo is also really good. Palo Santo is more affecting the energetics than the physics, let's say, but sage
Okay.
does both, right? Yeah.
Well, I buy sage in a case.
The economy
Because I
size, yes.
oh yes,
Mm,
because I burn several times a day
yeah,
before a session, after a session,
yes,
um, in
yes.
between clients, and I found on the website Amazon where there's a box and it's loose. That's what I like, the loose. I don't like it in a bundle.
You don't
They
like, okay.
because when you're burning it, you're burning, they have the sticks inside and you're
Mm,
burning the sticks and then it has this, I don't like the smell. I just want to burn the leaf, not the sticks.
all right.
And that's what I love about this case is that it comes with just lots of leaves and
Mhm. Yeah.
it lasts several months. I love it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Hmm.
beautiful.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So I wanted to speak a little bit about, I know I had shared that I was going on my ayahuasca journey,
Mhm,
and it was really, really remarkable.
mhm,
One of the things that I wanted to share was that I actually remember when you said, don't have intentions, just go. Well, of course, um, I was completely open to whatever they
mhm,
whatever I needed to be shown. Um, and they did, but at the end of the day, one thing that was really important was wanting to know who I am,
mhm.
who I truly am. And why I am so connected to the Lyran lineage, which
Mhm.
I know that in private sessions you had mentioned that I was a Lyran hybrid. And I just really wanted to take it to like, well, what does that mean? Right? I
Mhm.
get it, but I really wanted to know who am I? Who am I? Who is this Lyran hybrid being? And I met her. So that's where I'm heading.
Oh.
I wept so much
Mm.
when she came forward and I saw her just like I see you right now
Yeah.
and or see Wendy, how she came forward and she gave me her name and I immediately knew who she was and I wept and wept and wept. And we had a beautiful conversation. Um, and she told me why this book needed to be written and
Mhm. Right.
why it was important. And we had agreed to this long ago, and that I would be in this position today in receiving the clients that would be participating in this
Right.
book. So I'm on chapter 3 now, and I'm very, very excited about what's coming. So many synchronicities have happened along the way, also. But another thing that I discovered is that my youngest son, I have 4 sons grown, but my youngest son is actually my brother up there. Okay. And I wept again. Of course, I was hearing that he was my younger brother. She is currently in um, the Orion constellation, so I got to learn that, and she was beautiful. You know, she had some cat-like features. I just love her. I love her so much. But one thing that you had also mentioned was that besides being a Lyran hybrid, I was also um, a part of the Elohim.
Yes.
And that's a kind of, I don't understand that. And that's one of my questions is who is the Elohim? What is the Elohim? If I can
Right.
get a little bit more understanding about that.
Yes, yes. Oftentimes, people talk about the Elohim as celestial gods. You can also find information about them in some of the, like the Gnostic tradition, things like that, under the heading of Bene, Bene, Bene Elohim, right? And
Okay.
you'll get a little bit different information. But the Elohim are creators. They are a race of beings, like
Mm,
like the angels are a race of beings, right?
okay.
And the Elohim are very much connected to Melchizedek. And so he's kind
Mm,
of the conductor, right? The orchestrator for the Elohim. And they move through dimensions, they move through the cosmos, creating.
mm. So I have a question about that because ultimately you have said that the only creator is source. Everything comes from source. So how
Yeah.
does the Elohim create?
The Elohim creates the same way that everything else does, through I am,
Okay. Hmm.
right? So think of, and this is the way that we explained it at class, think of the sun and think of a beautiful ray of sunshine. That
Mm,
ray of sunshine is your soul.
hmm.
The I am is constant, it never moves, it never changes. The soul travels and has the experiences, okay?
Hmm.
And then brings it back to the I am. So that is what is happening for all of you. You think that everything is separate. You're really, everything is one thing, but you're having different experiences. Is this making any sense to you?
Yes, yes, it does. It does to me. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And so nothing exists outside of source, which is God I am. So the angels, the ascended masters, you, the guy next door, the individuals that you love, the individuals that you don't love, the animals, the trees, everything is part of the I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. Beautiful.
We are kind of what our woman says, harping upon this, right?
Mm,
But it is helpful if you go back to the first question about, what the heck's happening on your planet.
yes.
It's helpful to understand that divine order when you understand that there's nothing outside of God, nothing outside of I am,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
indeed.
All right, Metatron, I have a couple emails to read to you. A listener sent me this one. Thank you for the podcast. I have a question. I work with children who have experienced child abuse and neglect. In my spiritual journey, it is difficult to reconcile and understand why God would allow this to happen and not be protective of an innocent child, such as sexual abuse, severe physical abuse, etc. Can you help me understand this?
Yeah, yeah. So within the I am, right, there's still the experience of soul contracts. There's still the experience of having the light, the dark, all of that. It's all part of it. God is not ignoring the children. It is not ignoring those individuals that are being hurt, right? It is that soul's journey in this lifetime is to have those experiences. You cannot understand the future. How will these experiences later be used by this individual to help the world? Right?
Mhm, mhm,
It's hard because people get angry at Metatron when we say there's nothing outside of God. This is all in divine order, right? You cannot you cannot mm, anticipate what any experience is going to create in the soul's journey.
right.
You really cannot. And so we don't ask you to ignore it. We don't ask you to overlook it. We ask you to have the compassion and you create the protection, right?
Mhm,
Because that individual that's asking this question, that's their soul contract,
mhm,
right? Is to create the protection and the healing for these beautiful beings.
mhm,
And so this may be an answer that is unsatisfactory to many, right? But You look at how many people are being murdered. You look at how many people are dying in war. You look at how much disease is killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't God doing anything about this? Why isn't God doing anything about this? It's
Mm-hmm.
because that is what the soul is here to experience.
Mm-hmm.
Every experience is a sacred and holy thing. If humanity could begin to look at things in that way, the collective consciousness would change drastically. Yeah?
Yes. I know it's a hard question.
It is a
And
hard question
it,
because it is very
yeah,
multifaceted.
yes,
When you think of another abusing a child,
yeah.
you bastardize the abuser,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the abuser has also been traumatized, has had this perpetuated upon them many times, and it is a repeating cycle, right? So so you can see mm, how that we hate the perpetrators and we love the victims is part of the polarities, part of the right and the wrong, and that's also part of what the collective is working hard to shift. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our woman would fight to the death to protect animals and children and those that were in need, right? And she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't often go to the place of like, this is in divine order, because her emotions get high,
Of
right?
course.
But we've been working with her to help her to find a different way, an expanded way of looking at everything, not this subject, but everything, and understanding that place of like, those who are the perpetrators have been perpetrated against, have been perpetrated against, have been perpetrated against, have been perpetrated against.
Mm-hmm. Another way to look at this with my work is when we take the client to the in-between lives, to the pre-planning phase of an
Mhm.
incarnation, the pre-planning, there's not a 4-year-old little girl sitting there planning the next incarnation and the lessons. This is an evolved soul that is choosing to experience these things, as hard as it is
Yeah.
to see
Wow.
it,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
from,
And
yeah, from
and
that perspective.
and the 4-year-old girls that are being abused, they are they're the same consciousness that was creating or was planning this, right? You tend to forget that everyone is consciousness. There's only one soul. It's there's not smaller souls for younger people. You are God, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it is twisty, right?
Yes, it
Very
is. It
twisty.
is.
We understand. So, and
Mm.
it is not. Please do not uh, become upset about the answer to this question. And this is to the individual that asked the question. We're just going to
Yes.
ask you to, you know, perhaps change your perceptions on on you know the bigger picture. Let's just say the bigger picture. Okay. and continue to do the beautiful work with the children, because it
Yes,
makes a difference. It
beautiful.
makes a difference. Yeah.
It does. She is making a difference. Thank you for what
Yeah.
you do. All
Yes.
right. I think this might be the last question that we have time for, but this one's interesting. She writes, I was wondering what the sound frequency in the atmosphere is that only certain people can hear early in the morning, and why only certain people. My mother mentioned that over the years of sitting on her porch, she will hear a loud hum and sometimes wonder if she hears words in the humming. She
Mhm.
describes the words as maybe a different language. It was always around 5 a.m. It's been over 2 years span of her hearing it 25 to 35 times. She's asked others if they hear it, and she has only found one other person who has heard it too.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
Beautiful. So first you must understand that this is not, you're not hearing it out there. You're
Oh,
hearing it in here.
okay.
And every single individual, if they were to sit quietly and gaze right out into the trees or whatever, and be attuned to themselves, they'd begin to notice an internal tone, a hum
Oh,
internally, right? And so there are those that hear it uh, more loudly, because they're in that space where they can allow that.
mhm,
Most individuals don't take the time very often to sit and tune into themselves, right? And so uh, there are those that hear the tone. There are those that don't hear the tone.
mhm,
Uh, it is for mm, this individual's mom. It is something that gives her great joy.
mhm,
It helps her to feel connected, and she looks forward to it. And so, when
mhm.
with that attitude and with that understanding, she's she's aligning to hear it, and so it's it it's louder for her, right? It's
Yes.
right. It's louder for her.
What is it? What is she hearing?
She's hearing the what we would call the origin tone of
Mm,
source, right?
wow.
There's like a hum, right?
Hmm.
And she says that she can almost imagine that she hears voices, and she probably is hearing voices and light language and all kinds of, you know, interesting things within that tone, right?
Interesting. Beautiful.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
There's many different thoughts on what that is, right? And some call it the song of the cosmos.
Right, right. All right. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Any final messages to the collective today, Metatron?
Mm. Yes. Please do not give up hope.
Mm,
Hope is a vibrational frequency that holds light. Please do not act and speak in such a way that it takes someone else's hope away.
mhm.
With hope, with that frequency, you are creating a path through the chaos. with the understanding that it's all in divine order. That hope, that trust acts like a bulldozer to clear the road, to clear the path, to allow something new to come in, a new frequency. That is what is being established upon this planet, is a new frequency. It will rise above the chaos. It will rise above the hurt, the shame, the control. It begins with hope. Right?
Yes, beautiful. Thank you.
Indeed.
We want to remind the listeners, if you have questions for Metatron, please feel free to reach out, leave a review, a comment with your question. We would appreciate it. And if you're enjoying this podcast, please let us know. We're lacking some love now. So spread your love in the way of your.
Indeed. Please spread your love. Your questions are important. Huh? Your questions are not only for you, your questions are for the collective as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Metatron.
Indeed. Are you feeling complete?
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful. As always, beloved one, it is our joy to spend time with you.
You as well. Thank you.
Until next time. Huh? Namaste.
Namaste. Welcome back.
Hey. Notice those yawns are getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yes, I just noticed that.
It's like, oof. It's like that's it's getting in there deeper to disconnect, or he's getting in there deeper. Maybe that's the whole point, right?
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wendy, for
You're
what you
welcome.
do.
Oh, and thank you for what you do. And I so enjoy getting together with you to do this.
Me too. Me too. Really great questions today. And yeah, and answers. I think the listeners will love it. All right.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, as mentioned, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. There are many ways you can do that. And also on Wendy's channels, Metatron's Mystical Muse. She also has her YouTube channel that you can leave comments or messages for Metatron as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.